everyone and welcome to the 32nd episode of the Blind Pinterest Challenge, the series where I recreate crafts and DIY projects from Pinterest without any instructions, because I just honestly like to punish myself at this point. I just like to suffer. I like to suffer for the crafts.
You can punish me any way you like.
Okay, I think the first one we're going to try is some yarn art, and I think this looks really cool. It's quite an unusual one for me to pick a textile based project, but I think it's going to be relatively easy. I don't know, I kind of like it. I think it's a very cute idea. Definitely think it's something I can do, and I definitely don't think I'm going to have a nervous breakdown over it, so it should be fine. Another thing I want to try is kind of like a little life hack that I found on Pinterest, and it's making a mold out of hot glue. I'm not sure whether this will work or not, but kind of want to try it out. It looks as if it's worked fine for them, so it should in theory work. If not, we've all been lied to, and I'm going to find out if we have been. Better not have been. Another one I want to try is this, what's them things called? A water can, a watering jug, a watering tin. What are they called? You water your flowers with it. A watering can. Yeah, it's a watering can.
Yeah, bracky.
Another thing I want to try is this light up watering can, which I think is going to be an incredibly easy thing to do. There's not going to be a lot of necessarily making involved, just a lot of assembling. And I actually think that's a really nice idea, especially if you've got a nice garden plot and you want like a little lighting feature. I think it might end up being quite expensive, so we'll see with this one. And I think the final craft I want to try for today is this antler fairy headpiece. And I know I've made a headdress before. I made this one here. That was in one of the Blind Pinterest challenges, and I absolutely loved that. But I think this one's got a very different vibe about it. It's a lot more ethereal, more kind of whimsical. It's a little bit less serious than that one. That was a very serious headdress, and I think it looks really cool. I'm hoping I can do it. So I think that's all I want to make in today's episode. I'll need a few weeks, get everything together, sort it out, figure out what I'm doing with my life, and then we'll come back here and hopefully we're going to have 4 successful crafts. Well, 3 successful crafts and 1 successful life hack. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. I have faith in myself.
You're a liar, a cheater, a sinner, and a homosexual.
Okay, your favourite gay's back in action. I better be your favourite homosexual. I better be your favourite gay online. I don't know about in person. Even in person, I better be the best. I want to be the favourite. I want to be the king of the gays. No, I don't. That's too much pressure. I don't want to be the king of the gays. Too much work. It's just too much drama, isn't it? I couldn't deal with all that. Anyway, that was so stereotypical and offensive, and I'm allowed to do that because I am one. But any straight people out there, you're not allowed to do flappy gay hands. It's not allowed. To be fair, we're quite decent people and we can take a joke. Well, some of us can, some of us can't. Anyway, I thought I would start with the watering can one. So I've got my little I've got a massive watering can here. And I will say, I've already kind of, not necessarily assembled it, but I've put this thing on the stand that I bought, and already I can tell it's completely out of proportion. But I didn't have time to correct it or change it, so it's just gonna have to be a bit different. I've just realised I don't think I'm going to be able to do this, because I thought this could come off, and I don't think I can take... I think I might have made a mistake, because I thought I could take this top part off and it's all sealed shut. I could drill holes, I suppose. Oh, I'm going to have to get my drill out. It's fine, I'll come up with something. Anyway, so for the lights for this part, I'm not an electrician and I'm not very good with kind of wiring and stuff, so I thought the best thing for this would be some sort of solar light, and I bought these, and I don't think it's the best idea, but it's the only idea I could think of. And it's some solar wine bottle lights, because I wanted separate strands of lights coming out of the actual nozzle part, and I couldn't figure out how to do that. This was the only way. I'm not explaining myself very well, but I know what I mean in my head.
That's all that matters.
This is the problem I have. I don't check things before I actually record. These might be too small. Believe it or not, I do kind of know what I'm doing. I do have an idea, I'm not just guessing. But like normal, I've made some questionable choices. Why have they tied these so ridiculous? Just want to see if this wire is going to be long enough. Oh, it's going to be alright, I think. Oh yeah, it's okay, crisis averted. I'm just wondering, will these lights thread through here anyway? No, they're a bit small. Okay, they light up, they work. Do they flash? They do not flash. These aren't very well made. I don't understand. They seem to be touch censored. So if I touch it, they come on, and if I let go, they don't come on. Why? Right, I'll just have to figure it out, because I'm wasting time. In fact, I might just use a really big drill bit and just drill one hole and then just thread them all through the same hole. See, I've come up with a plan B. Usually I would just give up at this point, but I was like, no. Mainly because I've spent so much money on all of this shit and I want it to work. That is so thin. My drill just slid through that. That's sharp. Very sharp. Don't touch it, everyone. Okay, so if I run my lights through this bit, and hopefully I can try and get them through that hole. Where's the end at? Oh, you know what I've got? I have my big long tweezers. Bet we never thought I'd use these again. This is going to take me absolutely ages. This is honestly like doing surgery or something. I can't get that through there. I might make this hole a bit bigger. In fact, I'll tell you what I could do. I might just use scissors. I reckon I could cut this. I can cut this, right. We are getting there, everyone. It doesn't look like we are, but we are. Now we have a much larger hole, so I can actually see what I'm doing. And I do know there'll be an easier way to do this, but I like to make things look hard. Got ya? I got ya? Yeah! That's what we call perseverance or something? Yeah, you little bitch. Ah, it's all tangled now. Oh, you're pissing us off. Okay, good. Right. There's one done. I'm just thinking as well, I was wanting to like hot glue it up here and stuff. I don't really need to. I can hot glue it inside. The light will still get in there. And then it's hidden too. Oh, I'm a genius. I'm an absolute genius. You wouldn't think I am, but I am. Right now I've got 5 more of these to do. Oh, don't worry, I had nothing else to do today. In fact, I have absolutely loads of things to do today, but that's okay. I've finally done it. It's taken me ages. So I've got all the lights threaded through this whole part. But before I do anything else, I was just thinking water's going to collect into this watering can. And then obviously it'll just fall apart. So I'm going to drill some drainage holes into the bottom. This was way more work than I thought it was going to be. I'm just going to tell you right now. Oops. Give me that back. It's going to hang down like that so the water will drain out of that part. Okay, good. So now, because of these cork things, I'm in fact not going to hot glue them on because I thought that didn't make any sense. And I'm just going to duct tape them on to the inside of the watering can just to hide them the best I can. Obviously, you want them facing up so the little solar panel bits still facing the sun. Obviously, you won't be able to see what I'm doing because I can't stick a well, I could stick a camera inside of here if I wanted to, but it's nothing exciting. I'm just taping some wine corks to the inside of a watering can. A sentence I didn't think I would ever say. Okay, that's done. If this isn't the most stereotypical DIY thing you've ever seen, like look at the state of that. It looks absolutely terrible. I think it's gonna look nice outside. Anyway, I bought a little garden pole for it so it can hang on like so, and then it just needs to go outside. Okay, so we have expectation and reality, and I'll have to do a little bit of b-roll on this segment, so I'm not entirely sure how it looks, but I'll try and record a video of it during the day and during night time, and hopefully it looks okay. I have a feeling it's not going to look as nice as the original because the original is way more in scale. My watering can is far too big for the actual stand that I bought, but I tried my best. It was the biggest chew I've ever had with anything. Well, is it the biggest chew? It was chewy, but I don't think it was the biggest thing. I've had a lot of chewy things in my life. No, it's not. You're lying. Looks like curdled butter. Oh, you bastard. Look very good. I make lots of mistakes. What are you doing? I don't think I can do it. Oh my god, no. I can't do it. I greaseproof paper my ass. It's not happening. Can't deal with it. And I have a feeling I spent an absolute fortune on this as well. Okay, so in total I spent £38.54 on that, which is just way overpriced. And the worst thing about it is you can actually already buy light up watering cans on Amazon, and some really, really nice ones, anywhere from 15 to 20, 25 quid. So I don't know why I've spent so much money making one when I could have just bought one. But never mind, it is what it is, and I'm happy I got anywhere with that because it just pissed us off quite a bit. Okay, so next up I thought we'd try the little hot glue mold life hack. So for this I just got a little shell out of the studio and covered it in a mountain of hot glue stupidly on my table, and then just let that set. After a while it was looking a little bit like this, and now it was just time to try and get the hot glue off my table. Oh my god, where the hell did that go? And now it's looking a little bit like this, and unfortunately I tried to get the shell out of the hot glue and I just couldn't get it out without ruining the mold, because obviously the hot glue had gone around the shell, around the bottom of it and everything. So in the end I just gave up. I couldn't be bothered with it. I knew I was just gonna absolutely destroy this hot glue trying to get the shell out of it. So we have expectation And reality, a shell in some hot glue, completely stuck in there. And now I think this would work. I think the problems I had with it is you would need to use a release agent, which I didn't even think of. And I think this would be a good idea for a quick fix if you're desperate to make like a little mold out of anything. But I don't think it's going to be the strongest mold or the best, most suitable material for mold making. There are way better options out there. Obviously this is cheap, dead easy, so I suppose it's good in that way, but you're gonna have to use a release agent. You cannot not use a release agent because it's glue. It's gonna stick to your object. I didn't think of that. But obviously this cost me absolutely nothing, so I suppose that's a plus, but I didn't get anything out of it. I just ruined a shell. Okay, so I thought we'd try the yarn art canvas next. So I've just got a little bit of canvas board here. I've got some PVA glue because I was thinking about using hot glue, but I think PVA glue will be better because then you can move the yarn around if it's not in the right place and stuff, and it's just a lot easier. And then I've also got some different coloured yarn, and I think I'm just going to create like a nice little swirly pattern. I don't think I want to create something, I don't know, that looks like anything. I just want to have fun with it. So I think we'll just dump quite a lot of glue onto here. And now I think we just pop the yarn onto here in whatever way we want. I think that's all they've done. Okay, so we have expectation and reality, and obviously mine needs to dry. It hasn't dried yet. That looks quite fun, doesn't it? I've gone for more of a simple design because I thought that would be nice, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I'm running out of time because of that bastard watering can. But I do like this technique. I actually think in another time I might revisit this and do some proper yarn art because it's really fun. And yeah, I like my very minimal abstract design. I think it looks even better than the original.
You're a liar and a cheat.
Okay, moving on to the final project, and I decided to cheat a little bit by buying some pre-made antlers that were already on a headband, and all I did was spray paint it silver. Once that was dry, I decided to hot glue a chain with a snowflake on, and this is the first one that sits on your forehead. And it was a little bit tricky trying to measure it so that it would be in the right place, but I think I've got it right. Now I did look online to see if I could buy some of the fairy wings that they have in the headpiece, but I couldn't find any. All the ones that I could find looked absolutely awful. So I thought I would try and make my own. So I just bought this super cool acetate material and decided to cut some little fairy wings out of them. And they kind of look like fairy wings, but also not really like fairy wings, but I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Once I'd made 4 of these fairy wings, I decided to hot glue them onto the antlers. And then I found these white rose petals that I already had in the studio, and I thought they would be perfect for the floral part of this headpiece. So I just hot glued them all over the black part of this headband just to hide it. I also bought 2 different kinds of fake pearls, some larger ones and smaller ones, and just went a little bit crazy and attached loads of these all over the headpiece. And then finally, to finish it off, I just glued some snowflake chain pieces, one on each end of each side of the antlers. So we have expectation and reality. Honestly, it probably looks better on camera than it does in person. Like, the fairy wings are like so floppy and weird because I was expecting these to be made out of like a harder plastic, and also I've stuck them in the wrong place. I should have stuck the fairy wings up on this top part, and for some reason I stuck them over here. I think it's definitely got the same kind of effect as theirs, but it's nowhere near as nice. Theirs looks a million times better than mine. But I still think it's quite fun. I do like it. I like having antlers, and I like these dangly bits. It's a nice little activity. But how much did this antler thing cost us? I think it cost me a lot of money. So in total this cost me around about £29, which I think is a little bit too expensive for what it is, but it's alright. I'll wear it again. You know, next time I go to the shops, jingle my way into the aisles with my little antlers. I definitely prefer that one to this one. Let me know which one you prefer. Do you prefer the spiky one or do you prefer the antler one? So that just about does it for today's episode of the Blind Pinterest Challenge. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and let me know if you'll be trying any of these crafts at home. What was that? Oh, a snowflake fell off. I haven't made this very well. I'm sorry, everyone. I did try. It was really hard to make. If you're gonna make the antler headpiece, just make it a little bit better than I did. Anyway, I'm gonna go away and I'm gonna try and attach that snowflake wherever it came from. Where did it? Does it come off this dangly bit? It's because I've been jingling around too much. I have to stop being so animated.